Hello all and welcome back to the show. Let's get into it before we start. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up on this video if you like true and authentic sister wives stories. Let's jump into the latest news that's been getting fans a buzz. In the latest tell-all preview for season 19, Cody Brown does some unexpected stating. Following two tear-filled episodes on the tragic passing of Garrison and the grieving by the family in Wyoming, where they buried him next to Janelle's mother, Cheryl Brown, the program has gotten back to the constant tension between Cody and his ex-wives. But just when viewers are recovering from the grieving episodes, drama is back in full swing. Christine Brown is finally speaking out, and what she has to say is capturing everyone's attention. She recently confessed to feeling ashamed about her history with Cody. This isn't an offhand remark, it's a heartfelt reflection on how much she gave up in their relationship. Since the family started crumbling, Christine has been on a quest to reconnect with herself. She regularly posts affirmative and uplifting content on social media, although some of her fans think that these posts are veiled shots at the past with Cody. On one of her posts, she shared that she had used to make herself small in order to feel loved. However, now it's acceptable to occupy space and not take less, according to her. Christine's irritation dates back years, particularly after the family relocated to Flagstaff. She experienced being overlooked by Cody and started understanding that a monogamous relationship could make her as happy as she was supposed to be. In the recent tell-all preview, Christine disclosed that for years all the things were centered around Cody's needs. She would organize their whole schedule around him many times before he arrived. Later, she realized things had to change. She indicated that it wasn't equitable to keep changing everything for someone. In retrospect, Christine admitted that she was ashamed of the way she approached the relationship. When asked if Cody ever did respect her, she hesitated before stating that she believes he did. But from what she said, there was a tone of uncertainty. Christine has long since moved on and is clearly content with David Woolley. She's spoken about how much she appreciates David, thanking him for being there, being supportive, and engaged in her life. Very recently, she posted a video of them constructing a home weight set together. She called it teamwork that made everything more enjoyable and worthwhile. Currently residing in Utah, Christine and David like creating humorous videos and posting recipes on the internet. Aside from individual joy, Christine has also discussed her health journey. Since breaking up with Cody, she has lost 40 pounds and has gained a lot of encouragement from fans for her improvement and confidence. Meanwhile, Cody Brown has caused more controversy. During the recent episodes of the tell-all, Cody said he was slapped emotionally for loving Robyn. This statement didn't sit well with the audience, especially after the devastating loss the family had just suffered. As the tell-all continues, emotions are running high and more revelations are expected. Fans are eager to see what comes next for the Brown family and whether Cody will ever take responsibility for his actions. Christine's journey has become a story of strength and healing, while Cody's continues to raise questions and criticism. Cody Brown's favoritism toward Robyn has caused a lot of uproar in recent seasons. With Christine, Janelle and Meri leaving, Cody is left all alone with Robyn, but that hasn't deterred the backlash. Many fans call him out for playing favorites. Now, Cody has something to say back, and it's catching everyone by surprise. Both Robyn and Cody have said in season 19 that they want a monogamous marriage. In one of his confessionals, Cody admitted that he wants to be loyal to Robyn only. After years of juggling multiple marriages that didn't work out for him, he says he's prepared to do something different. He even went so far as to state that Robyn had been treated unjustly at times, and that maybe he had somehow messed up the relationship without knowing it. At one time, Cody admitted he even thought about breaking things off with Robyn. He claimed he didn't realize the emotional weight she had been carrying along the way. Even though he professes to still love his ex-wives, he basically rationalized that what he did was on purpose. Today, he claims he's glad to be in a monogamous relationship with Robyn and considers it the right place to be. But not everyone is a believer. In a recently released teaser for the Tell All special, Cody is interviewed by Sukanya Krishnan about the backlash he's been receiving. Asked about the criticism of his obvious preference for Robyn, Cody gave the practice of polygamy a different spin. He suggested that not all relationships can be identical, even in a plural marriage. He told us that individuals have various kinds of relationships with others, much the same way you have a special relationship with each of your children or friends. By Cody's account, love in a polyg relationship can never be evenly divided, and many folks just don't get it. Next was one of the most provocative statements to date. Cody indicated he feels slapped for finding what he refers to as a more spiritual, divine type of love with Robyn. He thinks that no one sees the depth of the spirituality of their relationship and that they've unfairly been judged for it. What Cody desires now, above all, is harmony in his relationship with Robyn. But he's increasingly angry about the judgment that they continue to receive. Meanwhile, some fans of Sister Wives are accusing Cody of intentionally causing tension. Fans believe he's trying to create drama just to keep the show on air and provide TLC with fresh content. Recently, his attitude towards his former wives has also turned more hostile, and fans believe it's part of a master plan to remain relevant. Even Cody's own daughter, Mykelti, confirmed that since Garrison's death, Cody has become more distant from his older kids. This emotional distance has only added to rumours that he's choosing screen time over family recovery. Amidst all the tumult, one thing is emerging. The man who was once at the centre of a complex polygamous family is now reaping the results of decades of emotional deprivation and shifting allegiances. In the meantime, Christine and the other former wives are rewriting their narratives with strength, integrity, and a newfound sense of self-worth. In this newest installment of a long and epic quest, it's not only memories that are coming back to life, it's the awareness that sometimes healing happens when you finally release. As the emotional storm from the recent tragedy begins to settle, something unexpected is rising in its place: courage. Die-hard Sister Wives fans were emotionally shattered during the recent reunion special of the ongoing season. The proceedings came after the tragic death of a sweet son, a time of great grief that, in a cruel twist, reunited the broken family one last time. They came together to bid farewell in a peaceful mountain town amidst hills blanketed with snow. It was somber, it was sad, but somehow inspiring. In the midst of the mourning, introspection started to emerge. The women who had shared the same husband found themselves looking within, looking at their own parts in a relationship that has long broken down. One woman, once characterized by her sunny smile and unbreakable hope, stepped into the center of attention, not with smiles, but with stark clarity. Her voice, calm and strong, brought decades of silence into the light. She openly revealed something many had suspected, but never previously heard her verbalize: the shame she felt for shrinking herself, mentally and emotionally, to make someone else feel comfortable. She was finished pretending, finished editing her feelings for the sake of harmony. She had spent years fading gradually, years before cameras ever started to capture the disintegration of their spiritual marriage. When her family relocated to a picturesque mountain town, she had dreamt of a new beginning. Rather, she became a more invisible person. She sacrificed her happiness, her values, even her self-worth, just to maintain peace. "I was always waiting for what would trigger him," she said. "We adapted everything we did just to not anger him, and in doing so, I lost myself." When pressed about whether she ever felt truly valued, she hesitated. Her response was soft-spoken but indelible. "I think he respected me in the only way he knew how," she confessed. But it wasn't the kind of respect that makes you feel seen or valued. These weren't simply confessions. They were declarations of liberation, of finally moving out of the shadow of another into the light. For years, fans had seen glimpses of her emerging, moments of strength, small acts of defiance, laughter with her new boyfriend. But this moment was different. This was crystal clear. This was purpose. Her existence today is coloured in more vibrant shades: happiness, autonomy, and equality. Free from the marriage that relegated her to the sidelines, she now lives with someone who actually looks at her. Her new husband, who had built a reputation for being reliably present and unassuming, is not merely a partner, he's her match. Regardless of whether they were by themselves or surrounded by others, they lived. They laughed in the kitchen, danced in the living room, constructed projects together. In one sweet clip, they were assembling home fitness equipment together, exchanging teasing jokes and sharing smiles. The caption she used with that post summed it up. Everything's easier when you're not alone. When you're creating a life with someone who doesn't leave you shouldering the entire burden by yourself, everything shifts, and that's precisely what's occurring in her universe at the moment. The emotional metamorphosis is unmistakable, but it isn't the sole alteration that has occurred. Her body transformation has been equally as motivating. She's shared her health and wellness journey, giving candid glimpses into her journey with her fans. From photo to photo, she exudes strength, not only in her physique, but in her aura. Her glow is fresh, her smile is brighter, and her eyes, they sparkle with a happiness that was previously hidden under years of sacrifice. In one of the more introspective postings, she stated, "I began this to feel stronger in my body, but I was amazed at how much stronger my heart grew." Together with the weight that she lost guilt, uncertainty, and years of self-abnegation. What is left is a woman with passion, clarity, and bravery. This openness has turned her into more than a reality TV star. She's become a light for women all over the world who once viewed themselves as the fixer, the peacekeeper, the giver who put everything into everyone and asked for nothing back. It hasn't been easy, though. She once believed in the dream. One great big family bound together in love and in harmony. She felt their spiritual connection had a greater purpose. With each passing year, though, she sacrificed a little more of herself to keep up an ideal that no longer benefited her. The walk away from that life wasn't rash. It was torturous, painful, and riddled with introspection. She herself says she frequently thinks about the time it dawned, that being alive in a relationship is not the same as thriving in one. Speaking during a live Q&A, she once admitted, "You can be around people and feel utterly alone." It was those quiet, lonely moments that she started to listen to her own voice once again. And then hearing it loud and clear, there was no turning back. Now she prioritizes her peace. She chooses happiness, even when it's uncomfortable or unfamiliar. She and her husband have settled down in a peaceful town with towering pine trees and friendly neighbours. They've built a life based on laughter, imagination, and respect for one another. They cook meals together, take light-hearted videos, and share family recipes that warm their audience around the globe. Their relationship is free, joyful, and authentic, based not on duty, but on friendship. Though the family she abandoned continues to work out internal conflicts and conflicting loyalties, she's moved on, gracefully, and on purpose. Her kids notice it as well. They talk about how much happier, lighter, and more present she is. It wasn't instantaneous. There were doubts. There were tears. There were late nights questioning if freedom was too expensive of a cost. But each painful step forward was followed by greater healing. She now talks to others who might be in that same dark spot. "You finally make room for the kind of love that grows with you," she said, "when you stop shrinking to fit someone else's idea of love." She was once an extra in a dysfunctional family photo. Now she's creating her own masterpiece, colourful, bold, and full of life. Her story is a reminder that sometimes healing happens quietly, and endings can be the gateway to the most gorgeous new beginnings. In a surprising personal choice, the man who was once at the center of a vast plural marriage has made a turn nobody predicted. The most recent installment of Sister Wives took a dramatic departure in focus, zeroing in on a single, intimate, unfiltered conversation that might change everything we think we know about the family's father figure. After a tearful season finale heavy on loss and introspection, the emotional sting of a splintered family was laid bare. With Christine, Janelle, and Meri departed, the once giant family tree has dwindled to one branch, Cody and Robyn. The guy who had 4 at once is now residing in a monogamous home, by choice, not necessity. This transition hasn't passed by unnoticed. Both fans and critics have been scrutinizing Cody's seeming partiality towards Robyn for years. But now, in an extremely revealing preview of the reunion special to come, Cody is finally responding to the allegations, and he's not mincing words. In his sit-down interview, he takes off the veil on what life has actually been like within the complex, sometimes turbulent world of plural marriage. And what he reveals may surprise you. The very architecture of the plural marriage that once provided him with identity and purpose ultimately became the source that drained him. In private, he confesses the lifestyle, once embraced with conviction, started to fray emotionally and spiritually. He talks about episodes of self-destruction and exhaustion. There were times, he admits, when attempting to be equitable to each wife left him utterly besieged. He began to feel that he couldn't fulfill the expectations he contributed to. It was during those internal awakenings that Cody started to doubt everything. Could he actually balance multiple wives? Could emotional parity ever exist? After years of juggling a polygamous dynamic, Cody took comfort in something less complicated. With Robyn as his only remaining wife, he now refers to their exclusive affair as peaceful and fulfilling. It's not romance, it's relief. Relief from the burden of having to do right by all of them and falling short. He talks candidly about his love for the simplicity and peace that are part of a one-on-one relationship, something he says he never really knew before. In his interview with a well-known TV reporter, Cody was faced with the most tenacious criticism, that he always gave more to Robyn, more time, more attention, more love. To viewers who had believed in the original vision of the show as equal love among all wives, Cody's present predicament is a betrayal. But Cody stands up for himself with a different argument. He believes emotional connection isn't one size fits all. It varies based on the individual connection between individuals. He uses the analogy of the connections we share with various friends or even our kids. No two are precisely the same. Some feel stronger, some resonate stronger. And in his mind, that's not failure, it's humor. No matter whether you perceive Cody's decisions as evolution or as abandonment, this much is certain. The man once defined by his devotion to plural marriage is reauthoring his narrative, not in defiance, but maybe out of weariness. As Sister Wives enters a new chapter, so does Cody, and this time it's not building a family with many, it's about keeping what's left, and trying not to lose that too. No matter whether you view Cody's decisions as progress or as abandonment, the one thing that's certain is that the man who was once defined by his devotion to plural marriage is rewriting his narrative. Not in anger, but maybe because he's tired. As Sister Wives enters a new phase, so does Cody. And this time, it's not a matter of creating a family full of many, it's about clinging to what remains. And not losing that one either. But whereas the patriarch describes his present relationship as normal and human, he's also intimated something greater, something nearly divine. Cody has intimated that his relationship with Robyn is endowed with a sacred dimension that distinguishes it from his previous marriages. According to him, their love is not only strong but spiritually relevant. And yet, even with this belief, he concedes that the backlash has been vicious. He didn't mince words when describing it. "We've been metaphorically slapped down for our relationship." That one sentence paints a vivid picture of what he feels. A man trying to defend his happiness while feeling constantly under siege. He says he longs for peace and harmony, but acknowledges that this might be impossible in a world that won't stop questioning his intentions. On social media, fans haven't been hesitant to speculate. Many think Cody's actions, his increasing tension with ex-wives, his increasing distance from his older children, isn't solely emotional baggage. They propose it could be deliberate, a means to remain relevant, a means to continue the show dramatic, watchable, and lucrative. Others accuse him of manipulating drama for the cameras, fanning strife so there's always a storyline. And following a recent family tragedy, fans claim these tensions have only intensified, driving Cody further away from his older children. What's really going on behind the scenes of Sister Wives is more than a family crisis. It's a glimpse into the emotional cost of living and loving in a complicated, plural marriage. What started as a united front has splintered under the weight of jealousy, neglect, and unmet expectations. What we're seeing now isn't just a man losing his family. It's a man trying to redefine his life while the world watches, judges, and speculates. His claim of a divine connection with Robyn is, for some, a declaration of joy. For others, it's a final insult to the women and children left behind.